Hey, Best Agents, happy Wednesday. Today's Workshop Wednesday. On Wednesdays, we have workshops via Zoom, and we typically have a fun skill building topic. Today, I am your host, and we will be reviewing the best homes tools that are available to you that you might not be taking advantage of. So I thought this would be a great hour to kind of just hop on, ask questions. If you want to dive into some of the tools, we definitely might have some time to go into them. I'm going to let everybody kind of hop in, getting my screens going. But this is also going to be recorded so you can kind of go back and review, or this video might have been sent your way as you join the brokerage or sent to you by someone within Best Homes. But it's exactly 10 a.m. and I love to start right on time. So I'm going to let a few people in and get this party going. Hi, good morning. Good morning, Luis. I missed you, Luis. I haven't seen you. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
How are you gentlemen today?
Great.
Cool.
Good morning. Doing great.
Good morning, Luis. I was just saying I miss you. I haven't seen you in forever. And
I
Adam too. I was seeing you guys all the time.
I came in the office the other day, but apparently you were sick.
Oh, I was sick. Well, thank you guys so much for joining today's workshop. And feel free to chime in or pause me anytime, and we can dive deep into whatever subject we are on. If you have the question, most likely others have the question. But just to kind of get this party going, today's workshop is going to be on the BH tools that you might not be leveraging or might not know that you have available within the brokerage, from the tools, resources, and people that are available to you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And some of this might be like, oh, I already knew that, or I already knew that. So hopefully that might be the case. But let me get this screen share thing going here. All right. So workshop today, are you leveraging the BH tools available today to you here within your brokerage? So what the beauty behind Best Homes Real Estate is we have agents in all platforms, from agents who do this part-time to moving from part-time to full-time agents who do this for a living, top producers, aiming to do six figures, double, triple, quadruple their business. So you also have all of those people and individuals as resources, and you see that they are very transparent about the work that it entails to be able to achieve results. And they all share their secret sauce, including our designated broker, Alan Kushmakov, CEO owner of Best Homes Real Estate. And that was kind of the blueprint behind Best Homes, was that's what we do. There is no secret sauce in here, right? So the agenda is to dive deep into the tools and the resources that are available to you within your brokerage. This is one of my favorite images that I came across recently on Instagram, which is don't stand on resources, use them correctly. So as you can see, the images of a individual standing on a bunch of ladders peeking over the wall there versus using the ladders, right? So it's the same kind of concept here. And once you get into real estate, there's so many tools outside of the brokerage that are offered to you, such as Transaction Desk, the MLS, Supra, and much more, from the title companies to the mortgage companies that you might partner up with. And it's just a matter of knowing when to use them, how to utilize them, and having them in your tool belt, because some of these will organically come out as time goes, and it's to plant a seed for later down the road. And whenever you do learn something new and you're not able to implement later, take a note, put a sticky note on it, and come to it later so that you can really implement. So my goal today is for hopefully one or two things that you do learn today, or maybe want to enhance or reignite, for you to implement within the next 30 to 45 days, so that you're not standing on some of the resources that you might not be utilizing. So we're going to go ahead and start with the weekly activities. So as you all know, we have something every day, Monday through Friday. Going into the next year, you're going to see that we're going to do a lot of in-person activities, which I'm so excited for. You guys are going to be excited about some of the activities, one of them being as soon as next week. So if you haven't seen our Facebook page or you haven't been on Facebook, Adam, secret agent over there, make sure to open up a Facebook page. That is how a lot of the invitations go out, but we'll be sending out via email today as well. So on Monday, just one of our team leads, Eric Brown, hosts a Dapper hour here within the brokerage, actually 2 hours. And it's like a mastermind flash shop. It's just to mingle, be in person, no different than we do sometimes what we do on Thursdays, but in person. And he brings donuts, it's at the office. And you just get to interact with other agents within the brokerage, and you get to pick the brain of a top producer. So that's once a month on Mondays. And then once a month on Fridays, we have a Cromper report update. But I won't kind of dive deep into them because most likely, hopefully, you know about all these particular subjects. But if you're brand new, we do have something on Tuesdays, which is a boot camp. The boot camp is typically what I like to call like a foundational skill that you need to learn in this industry that we cover. It could be back to basics, basic 101s. Yesterday, Alan covered listing 101. And we can cover how to write an offer, how to run comps, how to hold buyer consultation, and so much more. So all of this has been recorded and saved in our academy, in our Facebook group, or if you have something specifically in mind, reach out to me and I will send you a video that I feel would be the best or most recent that you might be able to utilize. We also do a brokerage meeting once a month. That's going to end up changing a little bit going into next year. And on Wednesdays, we have workshops like we do today. Every now and then there's CE classes. Thursday, the reason I circled the Thursday mastermind is on Thursdays, believe it or not, for half an hour, we have a mastermind and it is on Zoom, so it's convenient for everyone. But this is to be utilized whenever you have a question. Maybe you want to go through a scenario, help with objection handlers, whatever is the top of your mind, or even some form of inspiration. We always have our designated broker, David Ronion, who can also kind of have that one-on-one support, that face-to-face interaction, contact about the scenario. And if it's a question that you feel might benefit others, I would highly suggest hopping on and just kind of interact with the group about that particular subject. And then on Fridays, a new one that we just added is Tristan's going to have KV Core updates every Friday. And you'll see that I share a tip every day for the next few weeks on KV Core, which is a CRM that I'll kind of hopefully say that everybody's going to 100% going into the next day. Today, we're going to start doing it today. But that is kind of an at a glance, the weekly activities. So mark your calendars. We don't put it on your calendars because ideally, you know, everyone has busy schedules. Everybody kind of works around activities and education and your client, buyer, seller, showing houses, all of that stuff. So whenever the subjects are something you want to enhance, I highly suggest hopping on because you see the market changes. So how we held a listing appointment maybe just a few months ago is different than how we do one today. And that's kind of some of the stuff that you can get a refresher and an idea and an inspiration whenever you hop on some of these activities. But that's our weekly at a glance, just in case that someone doesn't know. And another starters is the Best Homes Academy, where we do have everything that we have done recorded in besthomesacademy.com. These are like all the subjects. I was kind of going like, I don't even know how we were able to do all this. So in the past 2-3 years that we've had Best Homes Real Estate, we have held a workshop every Wednesday, and it has ranged in so many topics. This was just like a list that kind of came to mind, and just at a glance at looking at the academy, from how to use your CRM, how to get into commercial, broker tips, Facebook 101, how to leverage your CRM, Home Partners of America, how to convert at a higher level. And I can probably go on for the whole hour of just subjects that we've actually taught within the brokerage. So this is something key that is important to utilize. I personally actually rewatch some of these workshops. I just put my AirPods, and I do here in the office while people are kind of working or on the phones. And I just kind of like to get re-inspired or reignited on a specific subject. Or if it's the first time I'm going to fill out a BINSR, or maybe I'm nervous, the fact that I don't know how to fill out a BINSR, I haven't revisited this since the last time I filled out a BINSR, I would probably go back and watch how to fill out a BINSR. And that is just kind of an idea and a reminder of all the activities and the workshops that have been completed throughout the years and that are available to you 24/7 on demand on a subject that you're hitting. So kind of maybe take a second right now, write down a subject you want to revisit, that you want to perfect, that you want to really bring to life as a specialist in. Can we be a specialist in all of them? Sure, but we can't 100, we're not going to be that person that can just off the bat tell you about Home Partners of America, for example. So if you want to be able to utilize that tool and be able to inform your potential buyers and sellers about it, that's something that I would watch and watch and watch until organically I can be able to speak to it to the leads and the people that I speak to out there. So that was just kind of a little reminder that in Best Homes Academy and in our Facebook group under guides, we do have all of these workshops in there recorded for you to watch. And the subject of our Facebook group, the Facebook group is something that I feel is a great tool to always have. We take certain things for granted out there, and I think there's just so many tools and resources out there nowadays, from YouTube to on-demand education, versus before, right? We had to put dictionaries, or we had to find things, or we had to pay for things. And now it's just so quick and accessible that sometimes we don't utilize things because there's so many to choose from. So it's just a matter of knowing how to. So the Academy is all the pre-recorded stuff, generate ideas and thoughts, and learn a skill set that I maybe don't have or need to enhance. And then going into the Facebook group, it is the forum, which is just for our agents within our brokerage that you can interact and constantly be kind of updated on what's going on within your brokerage. You can also join other Facebook groups, real estate Facebook groups. KV Core has a private Facebook group. Our franchise has a Facebook group. Some of our agents out there have private Facebook group. Alan has a private Facebook group called Become Best Agent. So if you are an agent within the brokerage and you don't know of that particular group, that's actually a really fun one too. That's for all real estate agents, not just the ones here at Best Homes Real Estate. And they post activities, workshops, other agents sometimes ask questions. The one for us is called Best Agents Home. And this is just for agents within the brokerage. And we have put everything that we've done within Best Homes in this specific group. So favorite little groups that I love to remind everyone on. And then of course, Slack. So Slack is on-demand response from your designated broker, your admin staff, and other fellow real estate agents that might give you a different perspective. So if you have a question, never hesitate to ask. You'll automatically put under general questions, but there's also different tabs, kind of like over here, where you can add the different channels. So we have like an open house channel, we have a best rate home loans channel, we have a CRM one. Sorry, I should have used one of our screenshots. I kind of pulled one from Canva. And name it, there's a channel for it. I can tell you, I can assure you. So it's specifically for that one. So I kind of like to bring that up because we do have some agents who aren't. It's not required to be on Slack. It's not required to be on the Facebook group, but these are the two forums that you're going to have to interact with the people within your brokerage. And that's the very important part, is as an entrepreneur agent, as a business owner, you're typically out, you're prospecting, you're in appointments, you're driving all the time, and sometimes being able to interact with people is easier said than done. So that's where you have social media places. And then don't forget, we also have like happy hours or networking events that you can also attend, or you come to the office. You have access to our office 24/7, literally. And that is off Glendale and 75th Avenue. So just don't forget those three little forums to kind of communicate, interact with your people, because we're all in it to succeed. So that's Slack, and that is the Facebook group. So now I'm going to go into the fun stuff. Those are just like reminders. And they're like, I know, Melissa, we see it all the time. We get an email like daily. That was just something I love to re-enhance and remind everyone. Now, these are going to be some tools that you for sure might not know. Might not have that you didn't know we might not have. So starting with this new PDF that we just launched recently. And notes is something we all do. Sometimes none of us take notes and we're like, we have the memory of Einstein here. But what we kind of implemented a little tool that it's printer friendly. You can also print some with Kelly at Magnus if you wanted some nice colored copies where you'd have to use your own ink. And this is just mastering the subject. So even today, as you're seeing today's workshop, and you want to kind of be very intentional with the notes that you're taking and be specific on what you're going to implement after the workshop, especially when they're a very vast workshop and kind of like, whoa, I have no idea what they're talking about, but at least you want to kind of lead with one thing. And then in things to implement, go back and rewind something that I want to go back and revisit until I familiarize myself with the particular subject that was discussed. And I would suggest doing this with every pillar that you're focusing on. Example, all of us kind of go into real estate with one pillar too that is recommended to most, which is open houses and online leads, right? So those are two specific pillars that one would say to aim to master, specialize in, so that prospecting becomes natural and organic, and that's how you're going to build your pipeline. And overall, essentially, it's trial and error. The first thing you want to do is attend the workshop or the activity that's actually going to help you achieve and master that particular subject. So this little sheet is kind of designed for that. And, you can always go back. I've been personally using them. This one was the one I did yesterday, and it really does work. Just the subject, the notes, and the golden nugget, like my aha moment. So write those things down now if you have a little piece of paper, because at the end I will kind of ask, what was your takeaway? I like the word golden nugget. And what are 1 or 3 things that I'm going to implement after today's workshop? And then, of course, the contact information to whoever is hosting the workshop. So in the subject of the fact that, are you not leveraging the tools? A lot of the times, every time I've been in a workshop in real estate, not just with Best Homes, they always say, contact me if you have any questions, or contact me if you need this PDF, or contact me if you want to have a cup of coffee. And all these people are offering these free resources that sometimes we don't take advantage of. So that would be something that I would write at the end to make sure to implement later down the road when I definitely need it. So come for some little sheets at the office. Email Kelly right now so that you can get your free copies, or just print them black and white at home. So every time you are participating in activity, you have a specific sheet in regards to that. Now, when it comes down to planning, we do have a few tools within the brokerage that do help you achieve that. One, of course, being the 30-day momentum planner roadmap, and that is here at the office for free. Kelly with Best Homes Title Agency Magnus can help you as well to get a free copy. And that is the best, my favorite one, that for sure, easier said than done, right, to utilize one. But it's a little planner, very basic, easy to use. Write down your value proposition, write down your goal when it comes down to your finances, your pillars, your ideal schedule, and you start tracking, because without KPIs, it's really hard to measure where you're at. And of course, you get it going by writing down, I commit to having X amount of meaningful conversations a day. My goal is to book X amount of appointments per day. And it just helps you to put your thoughts and your ideas and everything that you need to do on a piece of paper. So that is the 30-day momentum roadmap, free little booklet. If you wanted to print this, by the way, fun fact, it's about $8. So take advantage of getting one of those and using one every single month, or until you have created the habit of doing so. Using the verbiage habit, we do also have a habit tracker. This habit tracker is designed to be a daily, weekly, and monthly forum. So this little wheel here, the first line you can put is, let's just say, I'm going to post on Facebook every day. And then you just highlight every time you do it, so you can see the wheel, how many times you did or didn't. And goal is to at least get it done 50%, 75%, or 100%, and have an accountability partner, or it could be used for personal reasons too. I want to hear a podcast for 15 minutes once a week. So you can put in the weekly habits. I want to go to dinner with a friend that I haven't seen for a year once a month. Put it down on here. I want to have a date night. You kind of start creating these habits. So normally the habit of your business starts with the habit of your personal life. So having that routine of eating healthy, exercising, work-life balance, all of those things are really important so that they trickle down to your business. or vice versa. Maybe you're really good in the business side of things and your personal side of things needs to kind of get some attention as well, so that you are constantly on a balance, because normally you become kind of a scale on one being higher than the other. So it's constantly balancing it out. And the habit tracker is something that we have available to you. Again, email Kelly or come for some here at the office so that you can do this once a month, and essentially is the tracker for the month. The third one is filling the time jar. If you guys haven't seen that really nice inspirational YouTube video about a professor who had empty jar and he started filling it in with rocks and sand and little pebble, and the theory was he would kind of pause and ask, is my jar full? So then he first filled the jar with large rocks and everybody's like, yes. And then he would fill more and more. The theory was that it depends on how you prioritize your things. So kind of right now, write down filling the time jar in you to look it up in YouTube, and you're going to see that really fun inspirational video that's been out there for decades. And that is going to kind of remind you of everything, how it comes down to time blocking and prioritizing important tasks. So the most important tasks are going to be your large rocks, calling leads for 2 hours a day. My small ones, let's just say it's going to be like the sand. Like I need to do dishes, I need to clean this. It's like just the basic stuff that you do to clean the dog poop in the backyard. I need to do all these little things that sometimes take all the time. But at the end of the day, they were just tasks that you have to get to and check off so that you can get to the really foundational important things. So what are your large rocks? What are your small rocks? And you kind of just go down from there. And that little sheet is available to you at the office with Kelly. You can print it out, and I'll show you a little few folders that you also have available to you that you might not know where all these PDFs are. You're probably thinking, Melissa, where are all these PDFs if I don't want to go to the office or just want to print from home? I would tell you shortly. So have fun with these. I think now that we're in a new year, normally mentally, we all kind of get in that nice little mindset where it's like, I need to start with new habits, but you want to maintain them the entire year. It's almost like the gym, right? And the beginning of, all the month of January and most of February, the gyms are like packed and the hiking trails are packed. And then as the year goes, they get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And the group that stays the entire year kind of just balances out, and it's the same people. So it kind of goes back to all our habits, and you have these fun little PDFs and visuals that you have available. One thing I didn't put on here are books. So we do provide free ebooks in our Facebook group. It's called The Library under guides, library, free ebooks. And as you all know, Best Homes Real Estate is part of a franchise. So what does that mean to us? One, they help power us as a brokerage. I won't dive deep into it, but essentially they also help power us with some additional tools on the back end. And in their First Class University, there are endless books that you can kind of look in there as well. So those are kind of like the planning sections. And then when it comes down to having a meeting with someone, accountability partners, this is where it changes and it ranges based on who, your schedule, and what. So Alan, once a month typically, or once a quarter, he'll send out an email or a Facebook message out to everyone to do a free 90-day planning session. So take advantage of that. Book that 90-day planning session with him so that in turn you can really lay out your vision, your ideas, your plans, and just strategize so that you can implement. The beauty behind the meetings is sometimes they're like, oh, that was easy, that was fun. Is that it? So overall, you kind of fill out their 30-day planner in notes, go back, fill it out, and then all you have to do from there is implement. The key to implementation is that you don't get immediate satisfaction. So you need to take your time and trust the process. And I think that is the number one secret for most agents out there, was that they trusted the process, and whenever things didn't go their way and they spent all day trying to book an appointment, they didn't, but then the next day they did it again, and then they ended up with double the appointments. So that is normally the strategy behind sticking to the plan that you put in place when you had your business planning session with him, or if you did it on your own and you filled this out. Now you have to ask yourself, how am I prioritizing my time? What tools am I using? And how am I going to hold myself accountable? So planning is one of the most important things as a business owner, that you really have to strategize and understand how you're going to be doing this day after day, month after month, year after year, because it is your business. So here at Best Homes Real Estate, you have someone who offers that. You can do it with anyone. You can do it with me. You can do it with your success manager. You can do it with a fellow agent. When I was a full-time agent, I found like my real estate buddy, and her and I was like always shadowing her. I was always following her. I would ask her if I could shadow her, and believe it or not, that's how kind of agents work alongside, and you kind of find family within the people you work with. So that's an idea to work for me. And I had Alan there too, but it was just kind of nice to have another realtor friend who I could relate to, who was in the same level as I was, and was able to kind of overcome some of those obstacles that we all face with every day. So that's the planning. Book your appointment with Alan. This last Facebook group post was on November 8th, just last month. I'm going to bring it to live right now so that you guys can go back and book that call with him, or book that meeting with him going into this fun new month. Now, when it comes down to scripts, we also do have 2 script booklets that we have out there for all of our agents. It's a buyer script and a seller script. These are proven scripts that actually Alan himself would use when he would call the lead source. Goes from online leads to cancels and expireds to sign calls. So let's just say you are a new listing agent, your first listing. I would recommend going back into the seller script book or the sign call script book, so you know how to navigate the calls when people call your sign call. There is a strategy, there is a process, and there is a higher way of converting that. And that is in one of these friendly little books. You can get a copy here at the office. You can email Kelly for a copy, or you can print them at home. But this is a guide. It's not like to verbatim. People are like, I hate scripts. I think the word script alone is something that you could probably try to reword. But at the end of the day, it's a guide. So one of the challenges you want to do is when you first see the script is to write it down and start familiarizing yourself. That was kind of like my first homework assignment from Alan was, here's the script, write it down, role play it, and record it. So those are 3 things that I had to do, and I had to turn in with my accountability partner. Again, write it down, script, role play it, and record yourself saying it. Even if you're in the car and you just kind of want to do a voice record over and just record yourself so you can go back and hear yourself. If anyone's like me, I'm kind of like those high pitch where if I get to, if I'm on the phone, I get too excited, I get this customer service voice. Like, who the heck was that? So it has to be a little more not raw or organic, or some of us sound too scripted or sound like robotic. There's no interaction, there's no connection. And you start kind of being able to do that, but that's where you also role play. So if you don't have a role playing partner, a mastermind would be a great forum to role play. During Eric Brown's Dapper Time Hour, he also role plays. When we have call nights here at the office, they do some role playing. You can role play at the office with Alan, myself, Tristan, whoever you feel the most comfortable with, maybe a spouse or a friend, because that's the way you're going to master some of these scripts. There is a form that we have, we call the client form. Adam and I coincidentally were talking about this one not too long ago, where it's just it's a script, but in a little visual. So as you're having conversations, meaningful conversations, you are filling things out per subject, and you're also reminded on what not to forget. Example, when I originally reached out to someone, I need to find out the location, I need to know the price range, all the basics, but sometimes I forget, why is it they're looking for a house, which is their motivation. And then you want to ask whether or not they're working with an agent, and then always aim to end with booking an appointment. So that kind of helps navigate, and not every time does it go like motivation, location, price range, but so that's where you remember and help navigate the conversation to ensure you have the best responses where you can help your client to the best of your ability. And on the back of it is designing the house, which is the intention of why I'm calling you, is to perfect your home search in the website, or you just created a home search. how many bedrooms are you looking for? Are you looking for a pool, single story, so on and so forth, and a spot for you to take notes. So these tools are available for you to print, have printed for you, or picked up for free at any of the office locations. Now the fun stuff. I think number one thing, if everyone is filling out the what am I going to implement and use going into this new year or starting today, is going to be your CRM. Best Homes Real Estate went from one CRM, well, two CRM. Actually, we like complicating things. We used to have 3 CRMs, and then we offered 2, and we voted for the fan favorite, which is KV Core. KV Core, I asked Siri, what is KV Core? When I got into real estate, for any newbies who kind of can relate to me, they're like, what CRM do you use? I was like, I don't even know what that means. So I asked Siri, what is a CRM? So it's a long, complicated answer. It's a cloud-based platform with a web IDX, marketing autopilot feature, and it does all these fancy things. So essentially that is what KV Core is, and you have access to it. I also looked up the price. Fun fact, for 2 users, it's $4.99 a month if you wanted to subscribe to this on your own. Some people pay a nice savings of $200, $150 a month just for the system alone. So it is a CRM that is available to you at Best Homes. Kind of get familiar with it and use it. We have multiple training sites and ways you can get familiar with it based on how you learn. So we all learn a little differently. Tristan's going to probably be the best one on Fridays via Zoom for half an hour, one thing at a time, so you can master it. Just this past Tuesday, if you want to type in KV Core in Facebook in that little search bar, everything we've taught about KV Core so far will pop up, including the bootcamp he just did this past Tuesday. However, there's other forums in the system itself of KV Core. This one right here, you can get analyst training through their university that they already have built in. First Class Real Estate will send you and add you to their LMS training, which is one of their KV Core educators that hops on and just shares the screens and shows you how to do things. And then last but not least, like I said, our Facebook group. So those are 3 ways in addition to the one Tristan's going to do on Friday. So there's no excuse. If you want to do kind of an in-person one, Tristan will be probably hosting one in person where we can kind of share the screen, have our laptops out and do things. But essentially it's, in my opinion, even though I'm a visual physical learner, I like to watch it, pause it, do it, play, pause it, do it, versus me stopping the whole class because I don't mind asking questions when I'm in a workshop. But that is something that really does work. So use one of the forums that works best. The YouTube, KV Core, one of the KV Core instructors that taught us years ago said, I learned about KV Core through YouTube. That's how I familiarized myself. And I also joined their Facebook group because they update you with all the tools and features that you didn't even know you had available to you. But it is a phenomenal system. I'm going to kind of exit my screen here for a second, and I'm going to show you some examples of why so many agents love KV Core. One, you can personalize it. Number one reason why we switched from Sync to KV Core. I'm going to pull up coincidentally David. This is his right here. Update his headshot. You just type in what you're looking for, no different than Zillow.com, Realtor.com, ValleyHomeSearch.com. And then you can customize all of this. So you'll see he has all of these that are a little different. His client testimonial, he has his listings. So this listed come up, a little bit about him on the bottom. He puts blogs. So you can customize this to your liking. I'm going to pull another one of our teams, the Prescott team. He updated this entire picture in the back on their team logo. Meet the team. They put their open houses, the featured homes, featured areas, listings in Prescott, and tell a little bit about them right down here. And that was an example of theirs. Another one that I put in, because mine's like super basic, like I just plugged in the stuff and this came out. I was able to upload my headshot. I customized that back picture to like a kitchen. And I like the fact that you can go in and just create your home search. But if you're thinking of checking how much your home is worth, you can do that. The pre-approval link that goes directly to the lender was in here. and everything else just kind of like pre-populated. I didn't put about me or anything, but that's just an idea of what KV Core does and is. And the back end looks something like this. So if you go to the web and IDX, edit settings, that is where you go and update and change where you want things, including your about you, what little boxes you want to appear, so on and so forth. So that's just an example of what it looks like on the back end and why people love it so much, because it is your landing page and it is your quote unquote website. Adam, any questions on KV Core? I know we chit-chatted recently about it. All right. Oh, sorry. I think you're, oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to look at Tristan's deal. Yeah, that you're I don't know, it's brand new and it's just like, yeah, I'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. I feel you, Adam, because I'm a CRM person, or I'm a sync person. I've only used sync for 5 years. So it's a fun challenge, and I think it's going to be beautiful, and just a matter of going back and knowing where to self-educate. Number one, attending that Friday half-hour workshop on it. Take a look at the link. So even the cool kids already know how to use KV Core. If you want to kind of implement some of these tips that are being shared once a week, like how can I hashtag all my listings so that it goes out to my system, or how do I connect my CRM people to my social media site? You know, there's so many things that you can entwine. How do I upload a newsletter to go out automatically once a month? How do I mass email everyone happy holidays? How do I invite them all to my client appreciation event? Only specific people. Like, there's just so many things. So write down a wish. Go into like, okay, I wish my CRM was able to do X. And if you're listening now or watching this later, send it over to Tristan, and he can either share a video or let you know whether or not you can. I can assure you 80% of what's on that wish list or your Christmas list that your CRM can do, your KV Core can do it. So fun fact, that's kind of how it works. There are some tools in the CRM that I think are easy to use for all of us that we might not be taking advantage of, which is start your home search link to this home search link, which is just your link up at the top that I just pulled up. And that's that little bubble where I put the city, how many bedrooms, etc. How much is my home worth link? Get a pre-approved today link that does start with your landing page that goes to your lender, but your information is on there. You can also create links, pre-populate links with homes under 400,000, homes with pool, homes with whatever you want to kind of go into, homes with farmland, horses, if you're kind of networking for that area. And you just perfect all of that. But that's the power of your CRM, and that's the power of what you have. And that's how much money you're saving, because you don't have to spend it on paying KV Core once a month, and you're able to utilize it. So master your CRM, have fun with it. I don't ever remember the quote, but there's this one agent that was teaching a workshop. He's like, you're only as good as your CRM, and as good as your CRM is organized. So every time I host an open house, maybe I got 2 leads, I put them in there, I put them on a home search, I put them on a drip campaign, and then I do that with people that I know, people that are even 3 years away, people that are in credit repair plan. I label them, I set up drip campaigns, and the system starts doing a lot of the work for you. It is you thinking about or stressing about it. And that is the power of the CRM. So if you get anything out of today's workshop, master the CRM and have fun with it. Implement 1 or 2 things at a time so that you feel comfortable with it and you organically master it. You can't become a pro and utilize the 101 features that it has overnight, but you can start at least utilizing it, downloading the app on your cell phone, sending someone a home through your CRM. You have MLS, right? So the difference between MLS and your CRM is that the level of things you can do through your CRM, you cannot through your MLS. Some things, of course, are like the same, like creating the home search, you can put a subscription on it. But the master of creating notes and mass texting and sending them on drip campaigns, having a website, you can't do that through the MLS. So that's why you want to really utilize your CRM for your clients, and you utilize your MLS for getting all the information that you need about the property. But if you need one-on-one help on this, with this, please let me know and we can sit down, figure it out together, and we'll take it day by day. So that's all the fun KV Core CRM fun. Now the toolboxes, you have 3 toolboxes that you have, which are Google Drive folders. And that is going to be a buyer toolbox and a seller toolbox. And one toolbox that's sent to you from day one that you might have never really even known is a welcome to Best Homes toolbox. So starting with the seller toolbox, this is kind of like 3 screenshots of them, of everything that's in there, everything that you need for your listing, pre-listing packet presentations, everything that you need for your buyer folder. All of the PDFs that I shared earlier, like those setup game plans, is in the welcome folder, and they're all links and attachments. And these are 3 folders that you have access to that you can just get inspiration, examples, reference when you're ordering things with Best Homes Title Agency, and more. So those are just a little plug. If you will have any tool that you have, like Toby, our Scottsdale Success Manager, has all these fun tools that she shared on a bootcamp course to master getting more listings. And she used some additional tools that some of us don't use because she created them and she put them in our seller toolbox. So kind of look at that. And if you have tools that you want to share with us that maybe some others can get inspiration from, please let us know and we can put them in here as well. So don't forget about these toolboxes, guys. Now, when it comes down to the digital marketing world, a lot of the times I think we think of digital marketing as social media, TikTok, of doing all these things that we don't want to do. But there's a lot that goes into this world, and there's a department within your brokerage that can help you with an endless amount of subjects besides just advertising on Facebook. I kind of wrote down a lot of the things, and it is managed and powered by Tristan Horn, our digital marketing specialist, and he has people behind the scenes, Ms. Jennifer and M, who helps with videos. So there is people that work with him to get a lot of these things done. So all of our agents, one, we can do videos. We have a green screen. All our partner agents get a video, and Tristan can kind of just help you on ideas and inspiration, and you can leverage the green screens we have here. I would, fun fact, and buy a green screen so you always have it handy at home and you have on-demand videos if you needed to make them. But just a little plug there. As far as what else he can help you with, how to increase your YouTube traffic, how to start a YouTube page. And the reason you want to do YouTube, next I'm going to be a YouTube star, is because you have this link, this website, where it's always going to be there and you can share them in multiple outlets, such as your CRM. And that is why they end up always there. But he can actually help drive and teach that. There's the workshop for it. How to build an everlasting pipeline, how to gain market share, Facebook 101, how to advertise in Facebook, Reels, the GIFs are in Instagram and Facebook, a headshot, templates, mastering branding, making you a logo if needed, domain names. Alan mentioned making your own domain name yesterday, creating a link tree. The reason I bolded that was because we do have a little workshop that between Tristan and I that we did on how to create a link tree and how to create a Calendly, so that you have all of your links as a real estate agent at a glance. I'm going to pull up Parker's because his is my favorite. You'll see he has a whole bunch. This is his link tree. It's just link tree, and then you put whatever you want. It's linktree/Parker, his last name. And he puts a little description like a website, and then it's like a whole bunch of stuff you can put on here, including leave me a review. Ivan out there with the Scottsdale branch he has on hiking trails. You can click on his link tree and takes you to all the hiking trails. It doesn't just have to be real estate related, but some common ones would be create a home search. How much is my home worth? Leave me a review. Just have those three for now. So you too always know where to go for your links. And maybe a link to your calendar so that they can book a free consultation today. And you can use some inspiration like he has here with some additional little things that he has. We use Linktree every day within the brokerage. So it's the same concept. You can change the look, you can change the colors, you can change the font, and you can also link all of your social media icons there. So it automatically takes them to your site. The other thing is you can put this Linktree in your social media site. So in turn, people can always just click at it. But those are all kind of just a list. I think I somewhat did it justice. I think that's 60% of what they do and more. So reach out to Tristan if you have any questions or need ideas. Stop by the office as well. But he has a calendar link if you want to book an appointment with him today. There is some tools that he has available. One, Build Your Brand, is my favorite one out of all the ones we have. And this helps you kind of put your mission statement, who you are, your value proposition, and a sheet. So before you meet with him, complete this Build Your Brand notebook, have a sit down with him, go back to some of the priorities in your wish list from your KV core, and then some of the things that you want to get done, or break them down by how I want to accomplish X within the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. So it becomes very easy for you to have your own brand and your own company presence. He also has a social media checklist to remind you and help you guide your day on what are the very important things that you need to get done if you are trying to generate leads from social media. Fun little fact, Ms. Susan Oliveira, who, as you all know, is one of our top producing partner agents, has made over 6 figures as a partner agent within Best Home. Start with the Alan Kay Group, partner agents still to this day. And she is amazing at listings, but she's really good at social media. So follow her on Instagram to get some inspiration. She's been doing reels, but someone organically in her Facebook group that she's just, or in her Facebook page that she's ended up getting, they're looking to buy a $2 million hacienda house, and she's generated leads through social media. So there is a power of it, and it kind of comes down for the presence, the joy of seeing what it's like to work with this person. And that's Tristan's goal, is to kind of help you be able to accomplish that in your comfort zone, or however way you see yourself doing that and mastering it in that particular world. So again, it's way past just Facebook and posting once a day. It goes into all of these things so that in turn you are perfecting your brand as a real estate professional. There is a 52-week content guide that we do have available for all our agents. It is in that Welcome to Best Homes folder. This gives you a weekly subject that you can do. So let's start fresh. Let's start the new year. If you're a brand new agent, this is a great one to just start with. Just rip off the Band-Aid and do it. You can always redo some of these videos and then reuse them and recycle them as years to go. So for all the agents who have recorded videos throughout the weeks or years that you've been in this industry, refresh some of these, reshare them. Your hair might be a little different, or your look might be a little different, glasses might be different, but the content is the same. I think sometimes we run out of content, but quite the contrary, we just need to recycle some of these and refresh them every now and then. So you do have access to that 52-week content guide. And just to kind of summarize some of the additional things, we do have 5% for Life, which is a revenue sharing program. So this rev share program is an additional way for you to make money. There is no caps, by the way. Most of the companies out there who do offer a rev share program similar have a cap up to $2,000 or less. I think one was $1,200. So here, if you know of an agent who's looking to join a brokerage, you'll send them our way. And if they join our partner model, you get 5% of the gross commission income every time they close. Example down here is Ken and Susan, where 1 month he made almost $2,000 by just this. So just kind of a fun little reminder of a tool that we have available within the brokerage and you need to utilize. And last but not least, the people. So some of the resources available to you. Of course, we just kind of went over the activities, the tools, the toolboxes, the groups, the communication forums, but we do have people. Starting with Alan, schedule that 90-day momentum meeting with him, our designated broker, Tristan Horn, and then the multiple departments that we have in our transaction coordinator. So here at Best Homes Real Estate, we have one of the best TCs out there. Transaction coordinator has been in the business for over 10 years, has been with Best Homes over, I think, going over 2 years now. And that in itself can help you maximize your business, maximize your time. And as a new agent, I mean, she kind of just helps guide you and ensure all of the things are getting done. All the documents are good to go, and so much more. So if you haven't seen exactly what kind of Beth does, we do have a recorded workshop on that in our Facebook guides. Just kind of pull that up and she goes over, I think, like a 30-45 minute overview in depth on what she does. We have also other departments. We have a first class commercial division, which is powered by, which is here at Best Homes. It's just he helps global nationally within multiple states. And then we have our franchise first class real estate, our title company, our best rate home loans that can also help you with all your client needs. And as you all know, make sure to contact Chris if you have any clients who are needing to get pre-qualified or needing to get a gist of where they stand in their home buying process. And that is just a kind of an at a glance of all the people that are available to you. And this is just a fun little collage that I put together of some of the things I did not mention, such as Top Producer Dinner that we celebrate once a month. We love to take the best of the best out to dinner, to a fancy dinner. We do have an explore map to kind of check off things that are left to do within the brokerage. We have a free conference room that you have available to you here at the office for you, your clients, your team. Maybe just I need to be alone time. You can reserve that in the link tree. We offer free email signatures. We have routine happy hours. We got a green screen. Our title company offers free apps that Kelly's going to teach us soon on how to use. We offer the free starter kits. We have free CE classes. And we do have a presidential trip. So as a partner agent, if you sell over $100,000 in gross commission income, you earn a full trip to a tropical destination. And our entrepreneur agents, if you sell over 36 homes, you do also get a paid trip to this tropical destination where we partner up with our franchise, and so much more, right? So that was kind of like just at a glance. Other fun fact, Move Easy. You all probably got an email from our first partners at First Class on a Move Easy program. This is a moving entity that helps your clients with the process of moving. Reminders to change the electric gas company, all those, to getting a new driver's license, to looking up the vendors that you recommend. They also connected to those little Google voice boxes, or Alexa. Hey, Alexa, call a plumber. Your real estate agent, David Roney, suggests XYZ plumbing. Like, what? So you can do that? Well, that's Move Easy. And that is going to be a workshop that they're actually hosting tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is going to be 12 p.m. our time. I'm starting to replay with it because it is a really fun little tool that our franchise offers to us within the brokerage. And that was just kind of like stuff that I didn't have time to kind of dive into. So I put them in a collage here. So Adam, any questions, or David, anything you want to add or questions that you might have about some of the tools that we have available?
Yeah, I'll get with you later, Melissa. I'll just kind of
Okay.
digest all this and then.
Okay, cool. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, no questions for me. I just thought, as a designated broker in charge of compliance, I'm considered the biggest tool in the company. So I figured I ought to be here.
You are the best resource, David. Yes.
So no, I didn't want to, actually, I wanted a refresher course and all the stuff that we offered and had. So this has been helpful to me as well.
Nice. All right. And in the subject of broker support, I'll kind of go back to our resource page here. David does help with checking your documents, keeping you in line with compliance, but he does offer broker tips. We have broker tip videos in our Facebook. As I always joke around, he's #1 Slack communicator and will on demand support. But also remember, he's a top producing agent. He's been in the industry for over 20 years. So he can also help you from agent perspective side of things. And that is one of the biggest resources you have available here at Best Homes. So one thing I would just leave everybody away is, what's one thing you're going to implement and start using today and want to kind of bring to life in your business? And hopefully it was a list of things, and maybe a lot of this was like, I already knew all this, Melissa. And if it's like a lot of news to you, then just kind of break it into segments and see where you want to start. But the CRM is going to be the most crucial. Knowing your communication forums, such as Slack, and knowing all the people and departments that are available to you. I would say those are the top 3 off the bat that you really have to know how to utilize in your business, because in turn, they're going to help you not only grow your business, but ensure that you're having a professional, I guess a great experience for your client from A through Z. A lot of the times we prospect, and then we go under contract. We're like, holy smokes, either we go too fast or didn't know. And that's where you have to go back to some of these basics, such as watching videos, so that you're able to help them in a system every shape, way, or form. But roll out the red carpet for your clients, because you are powered by a brokerage that offers you all the tools and resources available. And that is kind of how we're going to leave it. But I thank you so much for your time, everyone, for watching today. Thank you, David and Adam, for joining, and Luis for that hot minute up in the beginning. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me. Schedule a time, stop by in the office, and we can really dive deep into a specific tool that you want to visit. But I'll leave you guys to your busy day. Thanks for hanging out with me this hour. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is our mastermind at 10 a.m.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Well done, Melissa. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thanks, Adam.
See ya.